Hey there! You know that moment when you look over at your dog and they're just completely twisted into a pretzel while they're sleeping? And you just think, how is that even comfortable? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to decode the secret language of how our dogs sleep.
I mean, come on, we've all seen it, right? The little paw twitches, the legs sticking out at impossible angles, or the full-on I own this floor sprawl. It's something every dog owner has wondered about. What's actually going on there?
Well, it turns out it actually means a ton. The way your dog sleeps is kind of like a secret window into how they're feeling, their mood, how comfy they are, and even how safe they feel in their home. So let's jump right in and start cracking the code.
All right, so here's the game plan. We'll talk about this secret language, then we'll get into the poses that show total trust. After that, we'll look at the positions that are straight out of the wild. We'll also touch on what this can mean for their health, and finally, pull it all together. So yeah, think of how they sleep as this constant stream of little messages. Let's start with the really good stuff, the parts of the conversation that'll make you feel all warm and fuzzy.
Okay, first up, the poses of trust. These are the ones that basically scream, I feel totally safe here and I love my life with you.
We're going to look at three main ones. And hey, if you see your dog in any of these positions, go ahead and give yourself a little pat on the back. It means you're doing an amazing job making them feel safe and loved. All right, first we have the side sleeper. You've probably seen this one a lot, and let me tell you, it's a great sign. When they're just flopped on their side, legs all stretched out, they're basically leaving all their important bits exposed. That says they're completely relaxed and trust their environment 100%. Not a care in the world.
Okay, but now for the absolute gold standard of trust, the belly up. You might know it as the dead bug, which is just hilarious. This is, without a doubt, the most vulnerable position a dog can be in. By showing off their belly and their neck, they're basically shouting, I trust you completely. Oh, and bonus, it's also a super efficient way for them to cool down.
And the last one in this group is the cuddler. You know, when your dog just has to be pressed up against you or another pet, this is pure, instinctual pack behavior. When they were puppies, they'd all pile up to stay warm and safe. So when they do it with you, that's them saying you're part of their pack, you're their protector, you're the one they trust to, quite literally, watch their back. All right, so those are the poses of total comfort and trust. But what about the other ones? The ones that feel a little more primal? Well, these next positions are basically echoes from their wild ancestors. So let's dive into 4 positions that come straight from their primal instincts. We're talking behaviors that are just hardwired right into their DNA.
First up, the classic donut. You know this one, all curled up in a tight little ball. When they do this, they're actually doing 2 things their wild ancestors had to do to survive. 1, they're saving body heat, and 2, they're protecting their vital organs. It's a defensive little pose, and it might just mean they're a little cold or maybe feeling a tiny bit unsure of their surroundings.
And then, on the total opposite end of the spectrum, you've got the Superman pose, or, as the internet has so perfectly named it, the Sploot. This is a big one for puppies and high-energy dogs. Sprawled out like that lets them get maximum belly cooling on a hard floor, but more importantly, it means they are ready to pop up and play in half a second.
So you can really see the difference, right? The donut is all tucked in, it's about protection and defense. But the Superman, that's all outward, totally exposed and ready to go. 2 super different mindsets, but both are coming from that same place of pure instinct.
Next up, we've got the lion's pose, or the Sphinx. I like to think of this one as the guardian's nap. They're resting their head on their paws, but trust me, they're not in a deep sleep. They're just dozing, kind of on duty, ready to spring into action the moment they hear the slightest crinkle of a treat bag.
And last in this group, we have the burrower. If your dog just loves to disappear under a pile of blankets or pillows, they're tapping into that ancient instinct to build a den. You see this a lot in breeds like terriers. I mean, they were literally bred to burrow. It's a way for them to self-soothe and create their own little safe, cozy cave.
Okay, so we've talked mood, we've talked instinct, but there's one more really important layer here. Sometimes a sudden change in how your dog sleeps can actually be a clue about their health. The key isn't just the position itself, but what's new or different for your dog. So what you really want to look for is a change in their routine. For example, if you have an older dog who has always slept in that tight little donut ball, but suddenly they start sleeping stretched out on their side,
Well, it might be because curling up has become painful from something like arthritis. Another one to watch for, if your dog starts needing to sleep with their head propped up on a pillow, it could point to some breathing issues. Any big, sudden change that sticks around is definitely worth a call to your vet.
So, okay, we've gone through all these different poses, from the ones that show absolute trust to the ones that are pure ancient instinct. What's the main takeaway here?
Well, it's that your dog is talking to you all the time, even when they're fast asleep. Just by paying attention to how they rest, you get this amazing insight into what they need, how they feel, and it really just highlights that incredible bond you two have.
And this quote really says it all, doesn't it? By exposing their neck and belly, they are saying they trust you implicitly and feel zero threat. I mean, wow, that's not just about sleep. That's a powerful statement about the safe world you've built for them. So, I'm going to leave you with a little homework. Next time you see your dog snoozing, take a look. Now that you know the secret language, what are they telling you right now?